It was announced on Monday at the interview press conference with Billy Gonzalez that Ryan O'Hara will be calling plays. We both expect it to be Russ Callaway, and I don't think it's not Russ Callaway because Callaway's going to be up in the press box with O'Hara. Mm-hmm. Now O'Hara's going to be one who's communicating the plays and calling them, but like I wouldn't be surprised if Callaway is like, all right, hey, I have a cool plays here, let's run these, or however it goes up there in those type of conversations. But it's going to be O'Hara calling the plays, and that kind of surprises us a bit. What was your initial reaction to when Gonzalez made that statement?
I mean, I think my initial reaction, which probably wasn't a fair one, like a fair to Russ Callaway, but it was like, I mean, my initial take was like, did Billy bring in this guy as an OC knowing he can't call plays and that there was no risk of him like losing his, like getting forced to promote him? I don't know. Because like I think that was really surprising. We both expected that it would be Russ Callaway, like you said. I mean, Russ Callaway is the OC on your staff. You've given him a couple, at least nominal promotions over the last couple years. I think that was weird. I mean, it does seem like kind of like what you said, that Russ is going to still kind of be the primary game planner, kind of handle a lot of that aspect of it, whereas it'll be O'Hara kind of pulling the trigger in terms of calling the plays. But I mean, it's interesting for sure. I mean, look, I think I'm willing to trust Billy Gonzalez on this one. He's been a part of successful staffs here in the past. He's not like a Billy disciple, unlike a lot of people on this staff. So I think Billy G kind of has an impartial opinion on this staff and who's, what the strengths and weaknesses are and all that. But it's definitely interesting. I think you're muted, Tyler.
I was, of course. Billy G has came out and said that they want to spread the ball out more, get their guys, playmakers in open space with the ball. And I love to hear that because we have so many talented wide receivers, and there's going to be a bit of pushback with, is DJ Lagway good enough for QB? I think he is. I don't think he's as the Heisman Trophy contender that we thought he could be. But I still think he's gotten better since the beginning. I think he's gotten tremendously better since the beginning of the season and threw 2 picks for Mississippi State, right?
Yes. No touchdowns, 2 picks, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, but he also still had a good game against Texas, and, he had some solid performance against A&M as well. And, I mean, that A&M pass rush, Cassius Havel, been elite this year.
Yeah.
So I think he's played better, and I think this is a really good storm for the offense because defenses are going to be much lighter to end this year here. So I think they're going to be able to drop back a bit more, let the playmakers do what they do, hand the ball off the ball. And we can't say what it's going to look like because we've never seen O'Hara call plays. The last time Ryan O'Hara was calling plays was Alabama State, and his team averaged 23 points per game.
Now, I pulled the numbers on that, actually.
Because, is that the talent? Is that him as a play caller? I can't tell you. Do you have any insight on that?
Yeah, well, I pulled the numbers. It was, I think it was Alabama A&M, but same difference. I think it was, first of all, it was really run heavy. They had very bad quarterback play. Quarterbacks were completing like 45% of their passes, more interceptions than touchdowns. So I think it's really. This is a kind of anticlimactic, but I don't really have a lot of insight because I think it's really hard to glean anything from what you're doing with that level of talent when the quarterback play is just not there at all. And you have to kind of be entirely one-dimensional, which is what they were for 2 years. And then he and the staff he was on got fired after 2 years. So do with that as you will.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be nice having that comfortability for Lagway with Ryan O'Hara being in the headset. Callaway, I've also heard, there's always been rumblings about it, that, Callaway called plays here. I know he has called some plays, and he was apparently given a chance at points and times, and it just never went well. So maybe that's also went into Billy Gonzalez's decision-making of having Ryan O'Hara calling the plays, or maybe it's like the way that Russ Callaway sets a game plan and just wants him to fully focus on that. Mm-hmm. I mean, our first drives have been really good. Most of the year, I mean, USF is a drop touchdown in the first drive that led to a field goal. And then LSU We kicked the field goal because we drove down the field and kicked the field goal, if I remember correctly.
think so.
Miami. Yeah, Miami we don't talk about. And then Texas was a 7-minute long touchdown drive. That was perfection. A&M was like a 4-minute touchdown drive. That was perfection. And then Mississippi State was a touchdown drive as well, right? On the first drive?
Wait, sorry. Which game are you talking about?
Mississippi State.
Yeah, I think so.
No, it was a field goal. It was a field goal. 7:30.
Okay.
Why was
So
it
the
a
last
field goal?
three games,
Because we had
Florida
two
has-
drop touchdowns.
That's right. Yeah, the last 3 games, Florida's really started off hot offensively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like maybe it's really like Russ Callaway game planning, and I know it was said. I don't know if this was confirmed or not that Billy Napier was so busy with other things he didn't even take part in the game planning and just called plays. I don't know how true that is. If that's true, then that's just absolutely wild, and that's this complete negligent point from Billy Napier, showing a negligence in his tenure here. So I assume we're not going to have something like that happening here. I assume Ryan O'Hara is part of the game planning for this the end of the year here. So I think the question here, I think the question here about how will their offense look really comes down to one thing, and are the players still trying? Have the players given up now that Billy's fired? Because I think it'd be kind of tough for the offense to not be better than what it was. I mean, the first month of the season, you can say whatever, but like even the past couple of weeks, like we've left a lot of touchdowns and points on the board, a lot of because of Billy Napier. I mean, if the players are still giving it their all, and considering the defenses we play here, I see it tough for the offense to not be at least a little bit better.
I mean, I think you would expect that everyone's trying because this is kind of like becoming the NFL in the sense that, like, if you're in a contract, you're in the NFL, your team might be bad, but you still got to go out and play every week because you're trying to earn that contract. It's kind of the same deal here. These guys, whether they're trying to convince the new coaching staff to stay or, get picked up in the portal.
Where that kind of flips, though, are you going to have players who understand that playing as a team is better, or you can have players that just go out for themselves? Because it's, on the field, it's 11 equals 1.
Yeah.
Now, you can go out there and play hard, but you can play dumb and just play for yourself, try to make those highlight level plays, but the offense can still look worse because, you're playing for yourself instead. Or that's more of a defensive thing, I guess, but, if you just play for yourself instead of playing for the team, it could really wound the offense while you're still playing hard.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows, what their motivations will be in that regard. But I mean, I think certainly the coaches have motivation to keep them together. I mean, you look at this staff, we've criticized Billy for it plenty. It's not exactly an all-star staff. I mean, there's a lot of guys on this staff who are not necessarily going to have teams is Russ Callaway going to have teams lining up for them to make him their OC next year? I don't think so. I think same with Ryan O'Hara. I think these guys have an opportunity here to make a name for themselves, to make a statement here down the stretch. I mean, look at Jerry Neuheisel. Jerry Neuheisel is probably at the very least going to get a decent OC job out of this, if not like a G5 head coaching job.
I feel like he's a UCLA guy. Like, he'll probably stay there.
Well, I mean, first of all, if they'll let him stay, then sure. And that would be a high level OC job. He wasn't the OC there. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, these are, I mean, not high level, but, power conference. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I gotcha.
So, yeah, I mean, I think, you look at what guys have done, and I think there's going to be similar motivation for Billy Gonzalez. I think Billy Gonzalez seems like a guy who, if he's not like ready to retire, I think seems like a guy who would like to stay on the staff. He seems very happy to be here, seems to like being a part of the program. So, and like I said, guys like Russ Callaway, Ryan O'Hara, they have every reason to go out and really get these guys fired up to play their best because they're playing for jobs next year. I mean, I'm not sure Billy's going to have a head coaching job next year to hire all his guys back. He might, but I'm not sure that's like a given.
All right. 2 things here. If we just don't run up the middle on 4th and 7 ever again, I'll be happy. 1, when did we do that?
I think he's talking about the 3rd and 7.
Oh, 2, I was playing college football earlier today. I ran the ball in a 4th and 6 and I converted it. So, Shout out me
Yeah,
there.
it's really easy to beat the CPU on like draws on 3rd and 4th and long.
It wasn't even a draw. It was a dive.
Yeah, nice.
But I just wanted to say that, but no. Yeah, I was just wondering 4th and 7. Like I know James Franklin QB draw on 4th and 5 against Ohio State is always fun, but I don't remember us ever doing something like that.
I mean, there was the Blagway rollout like sack on 3rd and 1. That was pretty bad.
I disagree a little bit. I think it being in the shotgun formation was bad. I think it should have came out the pistol. But I see both sides saying you should run it versus pass it.
I mean, you got to get gotta get the first down. But like, I don't know. That just seems like a low percentage play.
Well, I think when we run a play action out of the pistol, just play action out quick, get DJ on the running to his right, have his receiver and tight end right there for the easy dump off, hopefully for at least a yard. Like those work at a pretty decent level. Worked against us earlier in the game. It's worked for us earlier in the game. Like I wouldn't have hated if it was out of the pistol formation. Being out shotgun where the QB is going to be in a different, because when it's out the pistol, Lagway's facing the direction he's running. When it's out the shotgun, he has to fully turn his body.
Yeah.
And it's going to be more awkward. So that's where I think the shotgun being play call will be a bit more confusing to me, but no. What's one thing that you want to see us do in this offense that we haven't done enough under Billy Napier?
Spread it out. 4-5 wide. Spread it out. Like that. This is what DJ wants to do. I'm not saying we don't do it at all, but we have not done it as much as we should be.
I think 5 wide is a big I don't think 5 wide is as glorious as people think it is. I mean, it's rarely ran. Like we run it like a couple times a game, and that's like the same as everyone else basically. Mm-hmm. But go 4 wide, have 4 receivers out there.
Yeah.
I think that would be very
just
cool
let 12 personnel in general, please.
Oh yeah, our tight end. That's what I was gonna say. No more 12 personnel. Don't have 2 tight ends out there. Hansen can be on the field. He's fine. He's a solid player. He's a average level SEC tight end.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with just him being out there, or he needs a break. Maybe put Amir Jackson out there for a couple plays. Maybe for especially pass plays. He hasn't proven to be a big downfield threat, but like we know what Jackson was supposed to be coming out of high school. Like he's more likely to break out doing that than like Tony Livingston is at this point. Mm-hmm. So yeah, put more receivers out there. So and less tight ends, just less tight ends. That's all I'm gonna say.
I kind of want to address what George is saying here. That there's a lot of messages here, but basically the DJ. I know you're joking, George, but I think there is a little bit of truth here in the sense that like if I'm Ryan O'Hara, I am going to DJ Lagway and being like, DJ, what concepts are you comfortable with? Where do you feel like you are at your best? What are formations and concepts where you know what's going to happen, where you feel comfortable making those throws and reading the field? Like, absolutely dumb this offense down. I mean, like seriously, dumb this offense down as much as possible. Simplify it. Run what DJ was running in high school and comfortable with to the best extent you can with the personnel that you have. Like, make things as easy on DJ as humanly possible is how I would approach these last 5 games or whatever, however many it is.
And get a little bit more on that point. Lagway does audibles,
mm-hmm.
which, you can be like, oh, if he's making the audibles, Billy shouldn't let him. Like, sometimes he makes the wrong reads or whatever happens there. But Lagway does call plays, it's a little bit, audibling at the line. Like, what what numbers do you see on the defense? Where is the advantage?
Yeah.
And I've watched the Generation Football podcast break it down a little bit, and Lowry's made some bad reads based on the numbers. Mm-hmm. Like there's screen passes,
like pre-snap reads. You're saying
yes, pre-snap, where he switches it to a screenplay, and it's like, oh, okay, maybe you have 2-on-2 or 3-on-2 on that side. You switch it when we have 3-on-4 or 2-on-3, like where they have the advantage in numbers on a screenplay, which is never to do a screenplay when they have the advantage. So maybe you try to get Lagway to do less of that. But no, I think the offense is going to be interesting to look at here for the rest of the season. What's new, what's not, and maybe we just learn what this team really can be.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know everyone's been pulling out that Ryan O'Hara was apparently the play caller for the orange team or whatever, whichever side it was,
yes,
that had Harrison Bailey throwing 43 passes and Dallas going for 200 yards in the spring game.
Mm-hmm.
So to whatever extent you want to take something away from that, it seems like given the opportunity to call plays in the limited capacity he had here, he wanted to air the ball out. So we'll see if that translates to Saturday. But I mean, this Georgia defense will give up some plays, as we'll get into when we actually preview the game. So
especially when the refs allow offensive pass interference.
Yeah,
and that is a direct shot at Tennessee.